Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal reading for someone who wanted a general reading. And it's a reading for anyone else who happened to be led to this. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I decided to go for a different theme when it comes to naming my personal readings. I'm not naming them after animals anymore because I'm running out of animals. I've been doing so many personal readings lately, and I thought naming them after the theme of the reading would be a little bit easier for you guys for a reference, and in case you're feeling inclined to choose one of them to listen to. These are personal readings. They're very specific to the person who has requested it. They usually send me their story and ask specific questions. In this case, this person wants to know what energy is really affecting them right now and what energy is coming in and how to prepare for that. And they're feeling like this turn of the seasons and like it's time to let go of some things, and so they're kind of wanting like a point in the direction. They had some specific questions about love and specific questions about career as well. Excuse me. And they want to know what their spiritual gifts are, and also they wanted some hope, and so you guys know I can definitely help deliver that. So I just shuffled the cards and prayed that, you know, whatever message was meant to help you would come out, and also that the message would help uplift me and whoever else happens to click on this. So let's get into this here. These cards flew out of the deck when I was shuffling, and that usually happens. You know, I usually have some cards flying out when I shuffle, and I always set them off to the side. I usually read them at the end, but right now I thought, why not just start with this? So, you're called to help the earth. You know, you're definitely some type of environmentalist, and definitely a creative, but you kind of already told me that in your story. I'm trying not to go off too much of what you said, but I know you mentioned that you are an artist, and, you know, part of, you didn't mention your medium or anything, so let's see if I can maybe pull that through. We'll see what information comes out as confirmation, but, yeah, they're saying that, you know, you're definitely called upon to help the earth, and this is a time for you in your life right now to really reach out and start thinking about what your bigger mission and what your bigger purpose is. I'm feeling this word, it's coming to me, it's maturity. You've matured. You really have blossomed into a fuller and wiser version of yourself. And I don't think you realize the beautiful creation that you've become. You know, you've molded and shaped yourself into this beautiful person that you are through your experiences and through your thoughts and through your actions and through your choices. And I feel like more celebration needs to happen, like some type of coming of age ceremony, like some type of ritual you can do by yourself or something, whether it's just to go get your nails done or something, or maybe take yourself out to dinner, or just go out into nature and say a prayer of gratitude, or whatever other type of ritual you want to do, but just to celebrate the beautiful person you've become. Who knows, maybe you've had these ceremonies like graduations and things like that in your life. It's kind of like that type of vibe. Perhaps you have graduated, perhaps you just graduated from art school or something. So I am feeling that vibe. They're asking a question straightforward right now. They're saying, be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? You know, what do you really want here? Because right now, it's a really good time for you to start planting seeds. I'm just getting this vibe like you need to decide what you want. And especially when it comes to love. That seems to be a huge area that's in effect. And I know you had some questions about it, so we're going to get into that later. But this flew out of the deck for you. And this is a really positive card. It says, the romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. So, wow, this is just a beautiful message. It's like, I feel this vibe like things are really going to start working out in your love life. This might have not been an area in your life that was a highlight, you know, or maybe you were just kind of going with the flow here, which is definitely what you're supposed to do, but you're going to have success. You're going to have more luck in love. You're going to be more fulfilled in this area. And I think the more that you step into yourself here, the more that you reach out, the more that you put yourself out there, the more that you follow your bliss and get into alignment, you're going to attract the right person into your life who's going to meet you on that level and meet you on that vibe. and who's going to help inspire you and help be the catalyst for like more change in your life. Beautiful change. So like I said, it's the dawn of a new era, and you need to stay focused right now. Like, this is not the time to slack off. It's not the time to hold back. It's not the time to play it safe. You're in a place right now where it's like, I feel this energy. You have to take risks. You got to get out there and, you know, make yourself known, like in a humble, beautiful, gentle way, you know, in your own unique way. But I feel like you've been holding back, or perhaps you're coming out of a period of healing, because I usually see this energy and feel this energy after someone has had great loss in their life, and they've overcome it, and they're kind of bouncing back from some type of despair. So maybe the despair was in your love life. Maybe that's kind of a message here, because you didn't tell me much about it, which I think is interesting. A lot of clients usually tell me a big story when it comes to their love life, but people who have a lot of pain, it seems like they don't want to talk about it. But you've healed from it. It's like a good aura, a good energy that you've left stuff in the past now, and you're really focused on moving forward. And so the energy, this is your energy, I think it's coming out. It's like trying to say like where you're at right now. I'm like, it's trying to reflect back to you, like mirroring back to you, like kind of where the energy is taking you and what's on your heart and your mind right now. So, new beginnings all around, and congrats to you. Congrats for all the hard work you've done. Good vibes here. Let's get into your current energy. So yes, as an artist, you're being called upon to help others, like to help guide others. And I find as an artist, you know, you're a medium, like you're a communicator, like you're putting energy into your artwork that's like from your own heart and your soul, like you're telling a story, like you're using your vision. And a lot of times this is to help others, or to help create change, or to uplift people, or to make people think. There always seems to be a higher purpose, or maybe it's just to express yourself. So this is a gift of yours to help others. And I feel like this guiding children card comes out for some people who are meant to work with children, but I feel like when it comes to you, it's more like inner children, because you're an artist. Like, your path is more about like liberating yourself and freedom, and like expressing your inner child, and like showing people there's like another way to live, you know? Because the artist's path is a little less conventional than a traditional path. And I know personally, because I am an artist and I freelance, and I consider this an art form too, so like I guess a type of performance art or something. So you know, this is a big side of you, and you kind of, your life is like an example to other people in a way. Like, you help show people another side, and you help other people find this path too. Like, I feel like you're surrounded by a lot of artists and a lot of friends and a lot of people. You might not know it, but you touch people's lives in a way to where they see the possibilities mirrored through you. And so this is your current energy. I feel like there's a lot of connection happening around you, a lot of harmony, which is good. Like I said, immediately tapping into you, I felt like at the dawn of a new era. So there's a shadow of darkness, I do feel, and this card is kind of hinting at that. We'll get into that later. But it's like you've shined a light into a lot of areas and exposed a lot of your vulnerabilities, and you've done a lot of healing. And I can just tell by the way you wrote in your email that you've done a lot of healing work. Like, you seem like understanding of tarot and energy healing and how this works. And so this makes me think this has to do with energy healing you've done. And I also, you know, of course I read when people write to me. I can do readings off that too. Sometimes people send me photos and I can read them through the photos too. So I'm like tapping into what you, like your energy here. And something I find really interesting is that you seem to not, because I'm like this, I'm zeroing in on this, like this expression on her face right here. She's kind of looking off in the distance, and like she's like, it's like a little melancholy, you know, like a little sad almost. And so, and I feel like, you know, right now deep inside of you, there's still this sadness, but what's meant to be is this celebration. Like I said, celebrate your life, like celebrate how far you've come here, because you have overcome a lot of trials, and it seems like I said, it's a celebration for you to be putting yourself out there and actually like owning who you are and going out into the world and like making something, a name for yourself, basically, somehow, some way, you know, when it comes to your art. Probably, I feel like it's like kind of a hint, like it's pushing you towards putting yourself out there more with your artwork and your you know, your soul mission and your life purpose here. And so there's more to it than you think. You might not realize how big of a deal it is for you to be doing your artwork, but you know, when you follow your bliss and you do what makes you happy and you do what your soul just naturally does, like if your soul just naturally wants to create and you do that and you follow that, you know, you come to peace, and that energy goes out into the world and it has effect on other people and all the people around you. And some of the people who have touched my life just the most have done it just by being themselves and who they are. You know, maybe it wasn't like something nice they said to me or did for me. It was just by them just being around them and being who they were. It was just an inspiration to me. And so that's like who you are for people. That's who everyone can be. An inspiration to yourself and others. And I'm seeing that like you're a light, you know, you have this light inside of you and it wants to be expressed, and this is very natural, and you might doubt it and you might worry about just how silly it is sometimes, or like, or it may seem, you know, what you're doing, like who knows, maybe your art is like you're a clown or something, and like you just graduated from clown school and now you're gonna go out and clown around. I'm just kidding. You're like, you're the worst psychic ever. I'm just kidding. But, you know, it's just an example. It's a metaphor. Like, I don't care how silly or ridiculous it may seem like what you're supposed to be doing when it comes to art, because there's all different types of art and ways to express yourself. It's just, you need to do it and you need to follow that. And this is the time. There's so many artists on the planet right now. So many people are, like, awakening to this side of themselves, because it's what's needed. I really feel like those of us who are sensitive and artistic, you know, we're the ones who are the dreamers. We're the ones who are gonna have the vision to help, like, create this new world and, like, freaking overthrow the system and the patriarchy and whatnot, you guys. You know what I'm saying here? I could go on a whole other tangent on that, but I think it's hard because those of us who are sensitive, it's hard for us to put ourselves out there. It's hard for us to feel like confident, and a lot of times we're sensitive and we're artists because we come from like a traumatic past, and there's been certain things that have slowed us down, and you know, we're on this healing journey and stuff, and like you're very much on that path, and I feel like that's all you guys who are watching this, you are too. I totally am. That's why we all found each other. We're resonating here. We're on this vibe, you know. The main thing is here is you're an artist. And you whatever happens, like if you deny this and you run away from this and you try to discount it and you just try to like do a little something on the side or whatever, like you're going to be unhappy, you're going to be bitter. Like you have to go 100% with this, and it's hard, you know, you're going to have to take a risk. But you can party every step of the way, like you can have fun, like free yourself, you know. I think you're worried about, this is what this is worry. You're worried about the system. You're worried about like how you're gonna fit in here on this earth doing what you do because it's so unique. But just look around. There's so many other people out there like you. That's what's awesome about the internet. Get connected with other weird people like you. Follow their stuff, like DM them, like whatever. Interact with them or just watch them. But like let it motivate you and let it uplift you. And hopefully I'm one of those awesome weird people that you follow that helps remind you that it's okay to be weird. It's okay to be you. It's okay to just like speak your truth and do your thing. If you want to help people, do it in your own unique way, you know? And that's what this is all about. Help people, do it in your own unique way. You're going to be happy. And you're doing that. You can't help but do that. So this is your current energy. You're just a natural uplifter. You're a natural kind of person who wants to help, who wants to celebrate and just like be around others. So I really wonder what your sign is. I'm feeling like maybe you're a Leo, maybe you're an Aquarius like me. Yeah, I'm feeling like very friendly energy here, very people person. Oh my gosh, my parrot is squawking. I thought that she'd be fine because I put on Billie Holiday and that's her favorite and she always like falls asleep to it, but now she is angry because I am not hanging out with her. Once I tried to put her on my shoulder for the reading, but she just squawked the whole time and then she tried to eat the cards. So I was like, no, we can't do this. Alright, energy coming in. Well, this is generic. I feel like this is something that I don't even need to tell you. You've got the rebirth card here, and then there's a little message. This is the same card in the other deck. It's the same as this card, rebirth, pretty much. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process and do not give up. This is such a huge message. I'm hearing it everywhere, and now I'm starting to see it for other people. This must just be something going on in the collective right now. You know, I went to the bank like a couple weeks ago and was like opening up a new account and was talking to this guy, and he turns out him and I are like into the same like spiritual stuff. I don't know how it got. Oh yeah, I was telling him that I was actually opening an account for this channel because I started making so much money that like I decided to open up my own account so I can keep track of the money better, because it's like so much now. I think I've made almost $500, you guys. And counting. I mean, every time I check my email, I have people who want readings. Every single time I check, I go and there's people there who are interested, and it's crazy. I'm like, what? So thank you. But yeah, this guy was like, him and I were talking about, I don't know, just everything, the law of attraction, and just, you know, we were talking about Gary Vee, and just, yeah, and he was like, all of a sudden, he just channeled a message to me about patience. I forget exactly what he said, but I remember was just patience, like having patience with the process, and it was just a huge word that just stood out from our conversation, like a message. Like I got the chills and like that feeling in my gut, like this is a message, like I'm supposed to remember this. Not like patience is that, you know, crazy of a concept or anything, but sometimes just someone random telling you that at the perfect moment, at the perfect time you need to hear it, like that's a synchronicity to me, like that's a miracle to me, that's divine timing, that's something to pay attention to. So the message has been repeating everywhere, patience, 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 and that's where we're at right now. And that was actually my reading on my Instagram today, was all about patience. So that's what's going on here. You're having a rebirth, and the only thing I can say about this is it's kind of like a snake, you know, when it sheds its skin. At first, the snake is super raw. It's not going to want to go like climbing all over the trees, and just, it's not going to want to slither around everywhere. It's probably just going to chill for a little bit and kind of nurture, maybe go in the mud, and then, you know, self-soothe, and then it'll probably, once it feels a little stronger and less raw, it'll kind of get back to its thing, you know. So maybe that's what's going on here with you. You're feeling really raw, and you're like this little bud, and you're opening, and you're anxious, but you don't want to force that rosebud to open. You want to let it bloom and happen in divine timing. So patience and divine timing, that's a lesson you're going to have to learn now. That this is the energy that's coming in. So it kind of makes me think that you're maybe waiting for some new energy to come in, but it looks like it's not coming yet. Still the same thing, rebirth. So how to prepare for moving forward. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. So you need to do this on your own. This is a time for you to really start searching within for your own guidance and for your own answers. This is a step, you know, you're reaching out and you're asking. And I love my clients. I'm not discouraging you from coming back. But, you know, start searching within yourself. Maybe grab your own tarot deck, or pick up your own, you know, favorite religious text, whatever religion you are subscribed to or would like to explore, or whatever uplifting books or self-help or whatever, messages. Start plugging into things that are going to fill your head with knowledge and wisdom in the direction of like how you want to go. Like, you get to shape your own thoughts and you get to create your own reality. So start taking creative control and curating what's going into your mind. You know what I'm saying? And then they're just saying stay grounded and await your opportunities, because your manifestations are coming in and opportunity after opportunity after opportunity is going to come. You just need to master this and being grounded. And when I talk about being grounded, it's basically just trying to be chill. It's just being chill. I've been learning a lot about being grounded because I'm an Aquarius, I'm an air sign, and I'm obviously a psychic, and I'm an artist, and I also can tend to overthink and worry and just get caught up in my head and my emotions, and I've become aware of that on my journey. And I've been learning how to balance and learning how to meet my needs and like express myself in healthy ways so that I don't have to carry all that stress with me. And a lot of times you're going to see that this worry and anxiety, a lot of it's just like blockages of your energy that needs to be expressed. And I feel like for you, when it comes to staying grounded, since you're an artist, you're going to need to continuously be creating and working on something. And if you're not working on something, you need to be like actively planning and daydreaming and visualizing like what you want to create next, because if you let that outlet go, it's going to be difficult for you to cope. You got to remember, why did you start creating? Why did you start? Obviously you had this desire in your soul and to create and to be an artist, to express yourself in this way. But a lot of times it's because there's like this energy that came up inside of you, and that energy is a beautiful energy, but it can actually, if you let it fester, it can create problems. And that's what I feel like, that's where blockages come from. It's when you're not like in alignment, you're not expressing yourself. Now, it's not about perfection here. You don't have to be like perfect and get all OCD and like meditate 30 times a day and like do yoga all the time and like, do all the things and, always, it's just about like trying to be conscious and aware in every moment. Like, if you notice yourself worrying and thinking and stressing out, like realizing you have another choice and like you can push that energy somewhere else. For an example, I don't know, like I've learned on my journey, sometimes I find myself getting angry over things. And for me, what I can do when I feel that is, instead of just like being afraid of that and pushing that away or pushing it down and letting that fester and turning into like depression or something, I take that and I make art. I make like really crazy art, and I paint, and like I throw a bunch of glitter everywhere, and I don't know, I think of concepts and I scheme and I dream, and like it helps me just like get stuff out, and then I feel better. It's called like transmuting, and that's what your path is. It's about taking all this stress and worry and fears and all the trauma and things that happen to you and like transmuting that into something that's going to help you and push you forward into something that's beautiful. You know what I mean? So I'm like, anyways, channeling. All right. Let go of your fears about expressing yourself. Because this is the throat chakra, and it's related to your creativity and also speaking your truth and like honoring your truth. And it's like you're afraid to be your authentic self. You're afraid to let people see you, and you're afraid to be vulnerable, because in order to be an artist you have to be vulnerable. And I'm just like all saying that casually, but the only reason I can recognize that and like I see this is because I've been through that. I think everyone's afraid to be vulnerable. People who aren't are probably just narcissists. Everyone's afraid to be vulnerable and to put themselves out there and to let people see the real them, and that's what you have to do here. But they're saying like you're safe, you're protected, and there's some like there's like this aura of mystery around you in this situation. I think you're gonna look back when you're older on this path you've chosen and taken, and I can feel it's gonna be really fruitful for you. But I see that you're just gonna feel it's like so magical. And, you know, imagine just being at Stonehenge and seeing that and feeling the awe and the mystery and the beauty of it. Like, that's you and that's your life. And you need to start seeing yourself that way and start viewing life more in that lens of being like a magical mystery. And you're the person who creates that, you know? Now, open to receive. Whoa! So I guess we're starting to get into the love part of the reading. I'm like, this is so random. This is like a whole other tone than the other cards. I haven't even looked ahead. When I do these readings, I just flip the cards over and hit record. So that way I don't overthink things, because I just try to let whatever come out. Let me just tap into this and grab a crystal. There's some juju here. There's some juju on this. So, okay. I feel like your home life has been really difficult, and I was already kind of tapping into like some childhood trauma stuff, but you know, I feel like you're aware of that. And this card's coming up as a reflection to say, like, you know, you're afraid when it comes to your home, and you want to feel safe, and you want to feel like this harmony and this peace. I mean, who doesn't when it comes to their home life? And you feel like you've been fighting and struggling for so long to, you know, feel safe, and to have a home, like, with the people that you're around, because home really is where the heart is, you know. It might be a literal, actual, physical place, you know, that you're looking for somewhere that's safer and, like, nicer or something, but I'm feeling more like it's the people in your home, because I'm seeing you as very alone. I don't know if I'm feeling a relationship around you. I feel like perhaps you're single. If you're in a relationship, then it's a lonely one, because I see, like, this girl, like, she's home a lot, and us artists do tend to like our home spaces, our caves. Be home creating a lot. But for you, I'm seeing like you've been isolating yourself from people, and it's because of this pain and this hurt that you feel inside. And there's a beautiful message coming through. It's saying your household situation is improving, either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. And so, you know, it's like you're gonna meet this person. I feel like there's still a lot of work you need to do, though, because this is so heavy. That's why I grabbed my crystal and was like, whoa, where'd this come from? Because, like, but, you know, when I was feeling into the overall energy of this whole reading, I was like, well, only feeling this really positive vibe. But yeah, there is a little bit of weight over here. So I'm going to draw a clarifier, actually, because I forgot to draw cards from my new deck for this reading. So this is just really interesting. Open to receive. Okay, this one flew out. Huh. Yeah, there's definitely someone coming in. Someone coming in. To your love life, to your home situation, which is good news. Good news. So, this card says, I don't even know this deck, so I had to, like, turn to it in the book. Oh, whoops, wrong page. Okay, so steady progress is being made. A difficult time is passing. Exactly. So this card's confirming that. This person is moving towards smoother waters, leaving worries and upsets behind. There is a sense of peace and mind and tranquility. Yet there could be a feeling of sadness that things did not work out as originally anticipated. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling that sadness. Remember, like I said, in her eyes, the sadness. This may be especially true if a physical move or change of employment is indicated in the reading. Oh my gosh! Yep, you're moving. Here we go. This card can also represent a journey with positive results for alleviating current problems, worries, or dangers. Yes, so you don't have to worry about this stressful situation in your home anymore. Because the change may be improved due to circumstances beyond one's control, there may be a sense of loss of having to leave something behind. So maybe if you're living with other people, you're going to have to leave them behind. If you're still living with family, there might be some toxicness there, or just maybe it's time for you to fly the nest. If you're in a relationship, then definitely maybe it's time to consider leaving. Perhaps if you're single, maybe it's time to leave the past behind and open up because there's someone coming in. I do feel this energy of someone coming in. They're not close, but they're not far. Does that make sense? So they're saying things will improve and soon there will be a feeling of relief and hope for a better future. Oh, that's so good to hear for you. Conflicts are being left behind and one is moving to calmer waters. Victory over adversity is handled with dignity and may stem from having made a decision with calm consideration. Yeah, you're really getting balanced here. You know, that's what this rebirth card is about. It's like you're getting ready to make this big decision. And maybe this is freaking you out, but I feel like you're going to be able to flow into this and it's going to unfold naturally. But this says open to receive. So they're kind of like, you know, open yourself to this possibility, whatever visions and thoughts and feelings are coming to mind right now. They're also saying there's a much needed break from troubles and time alone or with close family or friends to sort things out and make plans for future goals. Yeah, this is a dawn of a new era, time to figure out what you're going to do. Like I said, that's the first, when all those cards got thrown, I was like, yeah, what are you going to do here? This is great. I'm really glad I decided to pull this clarifier because it's like summing up everything. It's just everything I've said so far. This is like repeating. So this is very good clarification for you. This is a card of vacations and travels. Yeah. So open to receive steady progress, improvement, overcoming difficulties, sorting things out, troubles left behind, a tranquil journey. Success after worries and anxieties, new opportunities, sacrifices bring success. So that's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, things are really improving for you. So you don't have to worry about this anymore. Time to, heal from it and leave it behind. Now, your love life. I already got the vibe that it's kind of mixed up right now. Yeah, there's a lot of darkness in this area of your life, but it's great to see the transition card. So, yeah, we don't see a death card here. Not like there's anything wrong with that, because death, all it means is just, it's like the gateway to transformation and renewal, and so it's really beautiful in a way. So, you're on this peaceful, beautiful journey now. You see these waters, they're peaceful, and this moonlight, it's just beautiful, and it's guiding the path. There were some clouds around, but they're parting and making way to the light. And so, there's a message coming through that says this situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. And I love this card. It's like justice, Sometimes I go to the deck and I'm like, what the F, universe? And when I pull this card, I'm just like, okay, I surrender, thank you. I know that this is going to work out, and it does. And so this is a card that's telling you when it comes to love, this area is going to work out. And so you might be worried that the scale's kind of tipped, that things aren't fair, but they're saying have peace and have hope here. There's a promise for you to have like your manifestations and to be fulfilled in this area. Now, so what's the energy coming in your love life? Okay, so you're still healing, and that's what I thought. When I saw this, I was like, yeah. So you're still healing. You're still healing from these wounds, and this isn't a love reading, so I'm not going to sit here and draw a bunch of clarifiers about like your love life and what's happened and whatnot. I don't want to tap too deeply into that here, but you know, obviously there's been some kind of storm. There's been some type of rift in the past. There's been a breakup, or maybe like I said, there's a heart armor. You have this armor around your heart. Like your heart is very hardened. Like as I'm feeling into your heart chakra, and I'm sending you some love and light, by the way, into that area. But I'm feeling like it's a bit hardened, but the walls are coming down. And I feel like the next step of this is going to be accomplished in a relationship. So I do feel a relationship coming in your near future. And it's not like you have to be perfectly healed and everything in your life perfect before you can manifest this relationship into your life. But there's more healing to do, and you need to have endurance, because it's not time yet for you to be in this, you know, what you're hoping for, a relationship. I think everyone, you know, hopes to be in a relationship and to be in love and to find that person that you can just connect with on every level, you know, spiritually and emotionally and physically and in every way, like mentally. Everyone wants someone that they can connect with, and also someone who can help contrast things for them and, you know, show them different things, and, you know, someone to be like someone different, to kind of be like a catalyst. And I'm feeling like that's what you're manifesting and attracting into your life, is someone who, like, you're gonna help this person open up, but they're gonna help you open up too. And for right now, it's just not time for that. It's just divine timing here, and you need to find yourself and like what calls you to action. And that's what they're saying, like, what is your passion? Not just like a person, like, you know, you have a passion to be in a relationship and to meet the one or whatever, but like, what is your passion in life, and like, what's your mission here? And I think they're saying, like, plant some seeds when it comes to your life and your soul mission. And for some people this looks like career or something like that, and then your love life is going to work itself out. So continue on the path of self-love, as within, so without. You've come to that love and authenticity within yourself. You're going to manifest that on the outside. And so it's all about you right now. This chapter of your life is all about you. Let's look up this card in the book. This is such a cool card. It's so pretty. I love my new deck. Sorry, I'm turning to the page. I can't find it. Okay. I think I found it. Intermission. Just kidding. Okay. This card. Once again, we're reading for the energy that's coming in your love life. So, this is a card of the apprentice who is eager to test the skills learned. There is an adroit use of language talents and a desire to be more self-assertive. This sounds like me. Here the young girl practices calling the quarters for ritual, using the instructions in her book of shadows, and gaining self-confidence with her actions. So yeah, oh my gosh, this is so you, because you were saying that, like, you're really into Wicca and stuff like that, and magic, and that's really cool. This is the beginning of independent thinking, but one must take care not to let this self-assurance slip into the cockiness of ambition and certitude. Oh, there's a warning for you. They're like, don't get too cocky. Whatever, though. I'm sure you'll be fine. The time is right to showcase one's talents for evaluation, endorsement, recognition, or advancement. Proving oneself can be a matter or one related to work, with the implied caution of possible competition with others reaching for the same goal. Vigilance is needed, plus a keen awareness of learning what is required to pursue one's goals. Competitors may be engaging in spying and gossip, so one must be discreet with words and apply the necessary wisdom to avoid spitefulness. Be wary of taking inappropriate shortcuts, for there is an abundant energy to get past obstructions to learning and through the testing to prove one's ability in pursuit of one's goals. Here, I'm going to let you screenshot that if you want, because I'm like, that's a lot of info. I love these decks. They, like, teach me so much. I'm not really the kind of person to really believe in competition. I feel like everyone's in their own lane, and, like, you're manifesting your own unique journey. And but healthy competition can kind of help in some situations, you know, because I used to do sports, and I feel like that's what's happening here. Like, you're kind of going out into the world as an artist, and it's not like you're competing against other people. Like, it's not about, like, whose painting is the best. It's just, you know, your peers can help inspire you, and, like, you know, you want to be in, like, a league of your own, but also, like, stand up, like, you know, in amidst others. A lot of times when it comes to art, you're showing in group shows and stuff like that. It's not always just a solo thing. So I feel like this is a message for you to get out there and to be assertive and, like, showcase, like, your art. Once again, just huge, you know, continue your independent thinking, continue your manifestation and your magic. It's all part of this journey for you. But I guess when it comes to love, this doesn't even really have to do with love. I think they're saying, like, you can manifest what you want. This owl's like an omen of death, and so they're like, let go of the past and focus on you and, like, your art and your work, and your love life will naturally transform itself. You're in a transition here, you know? So confirmation, I wish I could pull a card and be like, oh my gosh, you're gonna meet this soulmate tomorrow, and it's, like, the perfect person, and, you know, but I don't know, I'm a truth teller. So it's like, not yet, you know? Now, your career, like, current energy in your career. Dang, I see the struggle card. It's like, you're out in the cold here. You might not be making a lot of progress, but at the same time, I see the start delegating card. So it's like, maybe this is where you're coming from, and you're heading more towards here. You're heading more towards a place where you can, you know, decide what it is you want to have done. Maybe this is one of the first steps for you. Maybe, like you said, you feel kind of lost, you don't know where to go, and so this next step for you, you're starting to delegate. You have to figure out, okay, like, what is my next goal? Like, how am I going to meet this? Like, it's time to actually, like, take action. And you know what? I find that sometimes this can be something that holds you back. Because I'm a creative director, and so my job is to, you know, come up with ideas for, like, advertising campaigns and fashion editorials and commercials and music videos and stuff like that. And a lot of times sometimes I'll get a creative block or something, and it's hard to move forward with that. And it's nice to have a deadline. It's nice to actually, you know, get paid for it, and to have that fire under my butt, and, you know, to have to constantly be researching and, like, thinking of ideas and stuff like that. But sometimes when I'm in between work and I don't have anything, you know, to, like, inspire me or motivate me, I find it's hard sometimes to delegate and, like, create work for yourself and keep yourself motivated and going. Like, that's a huge part of the artist path, is, like, keeping yourself motivated and keeping yourself going, because some of the projects I've done just, like, on my own and, like, produced on my own have been the ones that have led to me getting paid work. And I feel like that's how it is. You have to have content, you have to have material as an artist, and just because someone's not sitting there waving money right in front of your face and saying, like, paint this thing for me, you know, you don't wait for that in order to paint, like, or to draw, or to sing or dance or act. Like, practice your craft, like, every single day, like, you know, if you can, like, at least 5 minutes. That's what I preach on this channel, because I feel like I'm still I'm like, this is where I'm at in my journey. Like, I've had a rebirth, I've accomplished a lot, but I am, in many ways, I'm just blossoming. So, you know, when it comes to this, like, I've accomplished a lot, but I still have more to go. And so I feel like that's the kind of attitude you have to get. Like, you have to get into a space of being like, yes, I've accomplished a lot, and, like, I'm ready to put myself out there, but there's more to go. It's like, it's being open, realizing, like, you know, don't stay hidden here in this struggle and contemplate and worry and overthink about how to move forward. You just need to do something at this point. And so a message coming through for you is to let go of perfectionism. Let go of perfectionism, you know. And if you need motivation, obviously stay tuned to this channel. I'll try to help you out with that. But there's this guy I love to follow named Gary Vee, and he's just legit. Like, he keeps you pumped. Like, he's just like a hustler, and just follow him. Like, you'll start to understand it real fast. But I honestly think that that's the mindset you need now, is to just get up every day and try to find a way to make your art and continue. Because you're not going to be happy if you keep avoiding this and you stay stuck in this struggle and you keep inventing ways to just avoid this for whatever reason. Because I feel like that's when I see this card in this placement, that's what it means. It's like, there's a light in you. That's what this lantern is. You want to move forward, and you've done a great job. You've been courageous. But it's time to, really start delegating here. All right. Now, what's coming in to your career? Oh my gosh, yeah, there's some heavy energy around your career too. They're like, you need to make a choice. You've had a transformation. Maybe they're trying to really make you conscious of this transformation you've been through. Like, look in the mirror. Look around. I'm sure, like, you'll see, like, everything, it really is different than it was for you recently. It's time for you to make a decision here when it comes to your career. And I want to give you a second with this card in silence so that you can take some deep breaths and really soak this card in and think about, like, what does this make you think? Because this is a really intense card. When, a lot of the other cards in this deck look like this. And so whenever I randomly get this, it's always shocking. It's like, whoa, oh my God, make a decision. And usually I know exactly what it is. So I'm going to be quiet here. Yes, I can do that occasionally if I put my mind to it. And I'm going to let you look at this decision card for a second. It's for your career. All right. I hope that helped. You are your best guide. I can help channel and facilitate these messages with my cards, but it's ultimately to make you think and help you make your own choices. I'm not like some oracle who's just like knows every single thing in the whole world. Now, gifts. This is, sorry, I got dyslexic and wrote this down wrong, so I'm like, what is this? Okay, see, these are gifts that you should develop that will help you along your path. Probably is, we're talking a lot about your artwork here and like this transition you're in with like your love life, so these gifts could help you in all these areas. So the spiritual gift you have mainly is the gift of astral projection. So that might sound crazy and you might be like, what? This is the point where the reading just gets weird. Just kidding. It's basically a type of telepathy. You're a vivid dreamer and meditator. So that's all it means. You can just see visions in your head, like really intense. So it's very similar to being clairvoyant, where like your third eye is basically just lit. But you're able to like leave your body to receive information and healing. So you might find when you watch movies that you get like so sucked into them that you're just like out of your body. That might literally happen to you. That's like one, that happens sometimes when you're watching a good movie, especially if it's like IMAX or something. But if you just love movies and get sucked into them, and if you have really vivid dreams, and if you tried meditating, like, and you came out of it, and like everyone around you is like, oh, that was so beautiful. Like I saw this little creek and this deer, and you're like, then I went to Jupiter, and I went to Mars, and I saw this, and I went to Lemuria, and then I, astral projected here, and then I morphed into a fish, and then I saw a whole, you know what I mean? Like, that's how you know you're an astral projector, is if you go down to meditate, and crazy stuff just happens, and you're like, whoa, and it's, it might be a little different if you ever do, like, a meditation group or something than the other people around you. It's like, you don't even need to like take deep breaths and like center yourself for 20 minutes before you get into it, you can just lay down snap your finger basically, and you're astral projecting. And so this is a gift because it means meditation is actually really, really going to help you. You can do like abundance meditations. The world of meditation, it's a really crazy world. It's really awesome. There's a lot you can do. I'm into it. I'm all about like reprogramming my subconscious mind. And so I listen to like lots of cool like brainwashing meditations to help brainwash you into like feeling more peaceful and like feeling more abundant and feeling more balanced. And you can do ones that are like creative and like you get to go on little journeys and meet your, you know, future self, or you can do healing meditations. So basically, take advantage of meditation. You have a gift in this area. You might even be good at guiding people through meditation. Maybe you're good at guiding people through meditation. So that's the message that's coming out. This is such a long reading. You should pay me again. Just kidding. Pay me twice. Just kidding. You don't have to. I'm seriously just kidding. I literally don't have a time limit on this. It's just whatever comes out, and a lot wanted to come out for you today. So if you want to tip me, cool. But I'm just literally just kidding with you. This money is just for my my sustainable shoots. I'm raising money. You can find out more about it below. But I have more than enough at this point. I'm always open for more, but it's pretty awesome. Like I said, I went to go open a bank account the other day just for this. We're almost ready to wrap this up here. I'm just trying to get a feeling of these cards. So basically, this is what you need to kind of work on right now. If you're lost and you're like, okay, so what do I do? You gotta let go of the past. It's weighing heavily on you. You know, you're ruminating, and so, you know, search out some ways to do some healing on that and try to let it go. It's really easy for me to say let it go, but coming from someone who is working through PTSD, which I've mentioned that on here before. I usually mention it because I want you guys to know, like, I understand what it's like, you know, being worried about things and having anxiety and, you know, having a hard time thinking about your past. And so they're gently telling you, like, this is a way forward, and, you know, maybe this current situation that you're in has a lot more to do with your past than you think. Like, the future does have a lot to do with your past and how well you're able to, like, flow through that and, like, you know, come to peace and let things go. And so you're on this journey. You're aware of it. You mentioned it in your email, but you're on this journey to try to, like, clear that up. And they're saying freedom. You have a lot of freedom that you need to embrace. Like, you are very free in your life. You have this freedom to express yourself, and I feel like you have time. You have time on your hands, and so you are a lot more free than you think. And so embrace your freedom, celebrate it, and use it. And then there's one more card here. I'm feeling like this card has a meaning that open to receive, you know, big manifestations, big transformation, the dawn of a new era here in your life. And so don't look at your life anymore with the eyes of the past. That's what this message is. You're free now. So you need to start looking around with the eyes of freedom. Seeing the evidence. Start looking for more evidence that you're free versus looking for evidence that things suck and that everything's falling apart. Because whatever you look for, you're going to find in this world. That's what's really interesting. Whatever you look for, you're going to find, you know. So, you know, start looking for peace. Start looking for love. Start looking for evidence of your freedom. It's there. One more card for hope. I pulled the boredom card reversed. So, I feel like this is kind of, I don't know. I'm getting this feeling like when I see this card, it's almost like there's someone laughing. I don't know if it's like your guides or if it's like a deceased relative of yours or if it's like your future self. I don't know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some vision of someone laughing, and it's just funny because it's like, you're gonna find that this situation in your life this transition is actually going to fly by, and in the grand scheme of things, it's just going to be like, it's going to feel like a blink of an eye in your life, because you have a lot you're going to accomplish when you're here, especially as an artist. I'm feeling like it's not a coincidence that we got connected here, and I love delivering messages to people, especially artists who need that kick in the butt to put themselves out there, because that's eventually what I needed. Eventually I had to get to a place to where I could like put myself out there and just, you know, just get connected with other people who are making art, so that I could be happy and fulfilled. And that's what this is. It's like, you're not happy right now, you're not fulfilled because you're bored and like you're isolating yourself, like I said. And there's so much abundance around you, there's so many ideas, and there's like, you could just reach up and pull this down and like you would have it, you know. That's what it says in the guidebook for this card. But they're saying that whether you like it or not, or realize it or not, a new phase is coming into your life where you're not going to be bored at all. In fact, you might almost miss having this time you have now to be bored and having like this energy, because there's a whole new energy coming in, and you're going to be very busy. You're going to be very focused, and events are going to happen, just things out of your control, like in a positive way. Like I said, these are a whole bunch of opportunities on your horizon you're unaware of. So, you know, think about what you can do during this time. Their hope for you is saying, like, don't worry, like, all things come to an end. Like, rest assured, this season in your life is going to come to an end. Everything doesn't last forever. Maybe you're just afraid things are never going to change, or you're never going to break through as an artist, or like as a person, or like you're never going to reach that fulfillment when it comes to love, when it comes to your career. Just, there's certain areas in your life that are just in flux, but you're just going to have to accept that you're in a transition right now. And the wheel's going to turn, and like the universe, it's very kind, it's very generous, and like that's why it wants you to open to receive, because it's like, it's very smart, it knows what you want. It's weird. It's like, that's why the law of attraction kind of works. Like, you put stuff out there, like you can like talk to God or the universe or whatever, or just make intentions and set goals and make stuff happen. So you have the power. Don't put the power outside of yourself. Yes, surrender to the universe, but also like it's a balance of that and also taking control and like realizing that you have the power. So that's what I'm going to name your reading. You have the power. And I hope that you appreciated this hour-long sermon. And whoever else, if anyone else like watched the whole thing, like comment below and like tell me, because I feel like you deserve like a free reading or something. Just kidding. But stay tuned, you guys. Once I hit 200 followers, I'm gonna give away a free reading. Maybe I'll even give away 2. It just depends how good I'm feeling, how generous I'm feeling. But I'm about to hit 200 followers soon. That's cool, and so I'm gonna try to do a giveaway then, so stay tuned. Peace out.